as predicted, that was so hard. I think my current 5k pace is what I'm going to have to sustain for a whole marathon. This is going to be a big ask.
Hi and welcome back to Quarantine to Qualifier on the running channel. Now, a few of you have been asking what has been going on with my training ever since we uploaded episode 1. So I'm here to tell you all about it. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the running channel and tap the bell icon so you get notified when we upload new episodes to the series, as well as tons of other running related videos. So you can follow me on my journey to running a 3-hour 30 marathon in order to qualify for the Boston Marathon. So let's pick up where we left off last time, sort of. And that is, sadly, with an injury. So after a rather overzealous interval session, I managed to tear the soleus muscle in my calf, which meant 8 weeks of no running, some turbo sessions on the bike, although not as many as my coach would have wanted to. It's just not my favourite thing to do, in all honesty. I also went and had a soft tissue massage to try and ease some of the stiffness and tightness around the injury. And then a trip to go and see the physio to find out what the next steps are.
So it's been 4 weeks since I injured my calf and put back the start of training for my Boston qualifier. So I'm just on my way to go and see physio Paul Martin, hopefully to give me some good news to say I can run again properly. I've been doing a bit of jeffing, been out on my bike a bit, and yeah, so hopefully he'll be giving me some strength work to do as well, just to make sure that I don't knacker my calf again. So that was really useful to be able to go see Paul in person and to just work on a few areas where I can make sort of small improvements that will all add up. So the main thing being just being a bit more efficient and stopping crossing my legs over in front of each other when I run. So those are things to focus on. Annoyingly, I've tweaked my calf again. Like really frustrating. Had a little cry on the train on the way home, feeling a bit sorry for myself. Actually, that's an understatement. I'm really off. I just want to be able to run. But I'll get there. I said I'd get there, and I am. I'm back out running again. It's only a 30-minute easy run for today, but it just feels so good to be back out running. I honestly can't tell you the difference it's made to my mood as well. So I'm super excited because tomorrow I'm going to be heading to the Adidas flagship store on Oxford Street to get my gait analysed and then have a look at all the shoes I'm going to use in training and for the marathon itself.
See, so your feet are slightly different. On your left foot, you're a midfoot striker and you're -5 degrees. So what that means is that as you're landing, you're coming out just a little bit, which is fine. But then on this foot, you can see it's more of a forefoot, which is right here. But then here, you can see it says -15, which says for you, do you have like a past injury or?
So I have a really tight right ankle with more limited mobility than the left.
So as you can see here, bang on neutral, which we love. There's nothing wrong with stability runners, but being neutral is just really nice because there's more shoes on offer.
So with these for marathon training then, these will be good for long runs, for keeping like comfy feet, you know, like when you get really fatigued feet at the end of a long run. Yeah. And that's going to keep me
Those
going.
are your babies. Like literally, I would use them because I'm a track runner. I don't really do like really long runs. Like so, literally, I would wear them for my tempos and especially like recovery runs as well. So like depending on how like your schedule is or what kind of running routine you do. So sometimes you do like tempos and you have intervals, long runs, and then like the fourth cycle maybe like your recovery run. Those are literally perfect for it. But then in saying that, people have said they want to run the marathons with them, and I'm like, it's perfectly fine because you're going to be cushioned with each step.
So the Solar Boost then, similar sort of vibe. Obviously we've got the Boost stuff. Again, pretty good for sort of long runs, that kind of thing. So yeah, tell me about these.
These are like your perfect middle ground. Like everything about it is just great. It's got a nice engineered mesh, so it's really ventilated because if you're anything like me, you get sweaty feet.
My feet get so hot, especially at the moment when the weather's so hot.
So yes, and then it's also got a nice rail system in there as well. So it's all around here, a really good rail system, and that's literally to help you go in the right direction. Because again, you don't want your ankles moving around too much because like me, you don't want to get injured. It's just not fun.
So then these bad boys, these are new and very exciting and look incredible. So the 4D forward.
Yes, these are...
Tell me about them.
These are, honestly, they're completely different. But this is 3D printed 4D midsole. That's a mouthful to say.
Yeah.
But that is basically what it is. To be honest, I actually think it's going to be the future because the amount of data that's gone into this, like, in my opinion, I feel like most shoes should actually go this way because it's literally going to be molded around to your foot. Like, imagine getting a 3D trainer that's just for you. Like, can you imagine that?
What?
Exactly, like that is, in my personal opinion, I think that's where it should go.
Yeah.
Like, you know Jessica Ennis, who's one of our ambassadors?
Yeah.
All her trainers were actually made to her feet.
Oh, amazing.
And
yeah,
it's
like the top athletes do get that, don't they?
And
yeah, that makes
when
sense.
she talks about her footwear as well, she's like, amazing. The thing is, if someone else was to put them on, it wouldn't work.
No.
And I'm like, that is how running shoes should be.
Yeah.
They need to be printed to your foot. So the fact that we've started off with this, I'm like, guys, this is the future.
Yeah. So for those ones, what kind of runs would you be doing in those?
So for this one, I like to call this like your nice all-rounder. So what we tend to get with a lot of customers, especially on our high street as well, people like one trainer that does everything.
Yes.
And usually we just don't have that yet. Like I'm like, no, like someone wants a trainer for gym, for outdoor running, for trail running, for weightlifting. And I'm like, that shoe hasn't been invented.
You're gonna need to buy lots of shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with this shoe, I'm not saying it's the one for everything, but it is definitely a very versatile shoe. So like you could use this for your long runs, you can use this for your sprint runs, and you can use it for like indoor workouts as well.
And then that takes us on to the final shoe, which I'm very excited about. So this is hopefully what I'll be running my Boston qualifying marathon time in events last year. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this for speedy stuff.
Yep.
Like running a speedy marathon as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, tell me a bit about the update to them.
So let's go straight into the main feature, the exposed rods. So the first model has as well, but you can't actually see them. The rods in these are absolutely marvelous. Like there's literally the pushback you get, like you fly in these.
Yeah.
And like, well, of course people flying because like these are broken records. Like the first models, oh my gosh, it was amazing how many records were broken in them. And I was like,
many.
And it was so funny as well because like we even had customers looking at, because we had like displayed all over the store, and they're like, oh, they broke a record. And I was like, they're wearing those shoes. I was like, yeah. And they're like, so if I put them on,
I'll go break a record.
I was like, I mean, why not? It may take you some time, but you could definitely, I was like, maybe you'll break your own record.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I'm hoping to do.
Exactly. These are literally the shoes for it.
So in episode 1, I mentioned that in order to tackle this challenge, Adidas were helping me put together a team of experts, the kind that elites would have if they're training for an event as part of Team Anna. So my coach, Andy Hobdell, has been amazing the last couple of months, making sure that I'm not coming back from injury too quickly, something I definitely would have done if I was doing this alone. But he's also been supporting me and encouraging me with each of the runs that I've been doing to build back up. You've seen my physio, Paul Martin, earlier on in this episode, and he's always sending me messages as well to see how I'm getting on. And I've got another session with him coming up now that I'm back to full strength post-injury, so we can work on the next steps. I've also had a super interesting session with Dr. Josephine Perry, a sports psychologist, who's going to be helping me with mindset throughout this journey.
You're running again. Have you been able to keep your diary?
So, haven't started the diary, but I've got it all ready.
Oh, cool, yeah.
I've also bought 1,000 gold stars.
Oh my goodness. So you could give yourself 3 a day.
Yeah, they're reserved for the I didn't want to go out and do it today, but I did, or I smashed that run and it felt great.
Excellent, yes.
Yes.
Brilliant. And any worries before you start building back into it, hopefully?
No, I don't think so. At the moment, I've wiped my watch. I've started a new...
Good plan.
Got a mile PB the other day.
Okay.
Because obviously it's the only mile that I can on the watch. And I've set up a new secret Strava that only me and my coach have access to. Like, it feels like this is the beginning now. Like, this is the fresh start. The line has been drawn, and then...
Perfect. It's a perfect time to do goal setting.
I've also had a first session with sports nutritionist Alex Cook. She had me keep a food diary over the week so that she could see what I'm eating at the moment and where I can make changes that will help me fuel the increase in my running, make sure that I'm fueling those sessions properly. So she set me a target to eat 3 proper meals a day. So working from home and being busy all the time meant that I would often skip breakfast and have something not so good at lunchtime either, in an attempt just to grab something quickly. She also wants me to have protein with every meal and aim to eat 30 plant-based food items every week.
So I've been to the shops and have stocked up. So I've got some fruit, which will be carbohydrates. I've got some veg for salads, some carrots here. Got some seeds to put on yogurt or on salads to add those into the mix. Some yogurt for protein, eggs for protein, and then some chicken and some smoked mackerel as well. So now that I've got all of the bits, then I have no excuse really other than making sure that I give myself plenty of time to factor this into my routine, because this is as much of an important part of running as the actual running itself.
So that brings us up to now. I've got a solid 5-week base of running behind me and 14 weeks until marathon day at Berlin Marathon. Training so far has looked a bit like 5 easy runs a week. That's 2 30-minute easy, 1 30-minute easy to steady, 1 45-minute easy, and 1 60-minute easy. Plus, I now have my strength and conditioning program to weave in too. In fact, as my coach said to me, I'm going to be very busy. So Rich Blagrove at Loughborough University has put me through my paces this month, testing my strength in various areas like hamstrings and calves. And now I have a selection of exercises to do both at home and in the gym to really make sure I'm strong in all the right places to complement my running. So next week's training will start to include some speed work again. Yay! Now that I'm stronger, and have some races booked in too. So I've got a local 5K and then 2 10Ks, one in July and one in August. So check back on the running channel for the next episode coming your way in July, and you'll now be getting monthly updates from me on the channel right up until race day in September. So how's your training going for any events that you've got lined up? Have you suffered any setbacks like I have? What do you want to see me cover in the next episode of Quarantine to Qualifier? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time on the running channel. Happy running!